Hello, hello, shalom, and welcome back to another fabulous episode of Nellyville Reviews Drag Race Season 18, Episode 11, A Toast to Alyssa Edwards. A toast, a roast, all those things. This is the roast episode. You can listen to this on audio only. If you're listening to audio only, you can catch the video version of this over on YouTube. Let's just jump right into the episode, shall we? So over here on episode 11, the toast episode, we are back in the workroom. This is after the non-elimination, okay? We ended with 7 last week. We still have 7. Already in the confessionals, Nene and Juicy are over here talking about they're still harping on they wish Discord would have went home. Okay, remember last week, all the girls said Discord deserved to go home. Discord is still here, along with everyone else. Then here you go, Mikey. I know I said it last week. I started out so strong with Mikey. Mikey decides to ask Discord how she feels about Rue asking the question, who should go home and why, and everybody say her name. Mikey, you already talked about that in Untucked last week. I don't know if the producers told her to ask. She's fine. And I feel like Discord gave the best answer possible. Discord was like, I really don't know how I feel about everybody saying I'm going home, but all I can think about is Amon telling me that I should be a designer. And baby, that was probably the best answer you could have gave. Because I don't care what y'all got to say. This supermodel, this icon, who knows the best of the best, has worked with the best of the best, said, hey, if you ever step away from drag or if you want to get into something else, you definitely have a future as a designer. So bump what y'all saying about me needing to go home. Hello? It is a new day in the workroom. The girls kiki, nothing too crazy. Then Rue comes in, enters looking very sharp. Good suit. There is a mini challenge this week. Now, it was supposed to be a quick drag perfume ad for, what was it, Scentbird or something rather. Okay, I didn't see any quick drag. I don't know how long they had to get in a quick drag, but it looked like they had a whole day of production, and clearly it was not the same day because they get told what the mini challenge is. They show them doing the mini challenge, and then cut to back to they're all standing there like how they were before. So obviously this was filmed the day before, earlier that morning, something, right? So anyways, the mini challenge was cute. They had to make like these little, it kind of looked like little TikTok type videos to promote whatever scent that they picked out. It was cute. No one like super stood out. No one was awful. It was cute. And then Mikey ends up winning. She won $2,500. I didn't feel like she needed to win. There was a couple of girls who were a little bit funnier, but nonetheless, Mikey won the mini challenge. Rue announces the Maxi Challenge, a toast and a roast to Alyssa Edwards. We love Alyssa Edwards. The world's what title did she win? Drag Race of the World or whatever, the first reigning Drag Race of the World queen. Alyssa has been in these Drag Race streets for a very long time. One of my favorite queens. Love her so much. Well, definitely one of my favorites. One of my faves. So very excited to see her in this episode. And then Mikey gets to pick the order of the roast because she won the mini challenge. Okay, great. So the girls scurry off and start working on jokes. Darlene and Jane, their little kiki, that was so funny. Darlene be like, I don't really do roast. And then Darlene's trying to share some of her jokes with Jane. Darlene is cracking herself up so much that Jane cannot help but to laugh at her, with her. I don't know, but they had a cute little banter moment. That was real cute. Now it's time for the coaching session / table read with Michelle and Atsuko. I can't say the last name. I'm so sorry. Atsuko, the comedian. Look her up. She's really funny. I had to say, Discord looks so cute. I'm becoming more and more team Discord. So Discord is up first for the table read, and Michelle asked Mikey if this was sabotage for making Discord go first. And Mikey's like, we all last week thought that Discord should go home, so I thought this would be a good opportunity for Discord to, step up and challenge ourselves. jokes on her because cut to Discord does her table read and she does really well. She gets great critiques from Michelle and Atsuko. I'm so sorry. I can't. I'm working on it. No offense to this woman. Discord got good feedback. So while y'all sitting her being shady, everybody's sitting on face crack because Discord actually came with some good jokes. Then Jane goes next, and when Michelle asks what Mikey's thinking was for making Jane go next, and Mikey says, my just thought process was don't be near Jane, because you know Jane be knocking everything out of the park. So of course you're gonna place her as far away from you as possible so you do not get compared to greatness. Then Juicy is next. Juicy has some things to iron out. I thought maybe she might be able to pull it off. We found out later she did not. Yeah. Yeah, just she's not a comedy girl. She could be, but the roast it was a struggle bus. Darlene, it was kind of just giving the same as Juicy. Like it was something there. Maybe we could iron it out, and we're gonna talk about Darlene. It seemed to actually work out for her in the end. Nene's table read turned into a therapy session. Everybody, this whole theme of this episode is Nene doesn't know how to read a room. Nene puts her foot in her mouth. Nene says mean things. Nene, and it, you know, hey, ain't nothing wrong with a therapy session, but this is a table read for a comedy challenge, and you're talking about you don't want to be mean and hurt the girl's feelings. Now is not the time for you to have this epiphany. Now, whatever. They haven't shown that much of that on the camera, but I think from last week and this week especially, they really put emphasis on Nene just says things and make the girl say, whoa, why'd you have to say all that? So I don't know. Is it given sensitive? Does Nene not know how to read a room? Could both things be true? Sure, whatever. Kenya, I thought she was heading in a great direction, but we'll talk about how maybe that was not so true. Mikey made herself the closer, and I don't think it dawned on her that being the closer is like just as important, if not more important, as being the opener. You're the cherry on top. You have to finish off the show. You have to round it out. And when Michelle points it out, Mikey's sitting there with like a deer in the headlights. I'm thinking, girl, you pick your position. You didn't really think about what you were doing. Anyways, she made herself the closing position. I felt like her material, what she was given, was mediocre, but anyways, make it work, girl. Now it is time for Elimination Day. Mikey is going through it. She said she got rid of her whole set and rewrote the whole thing. Why you did that, I don't know. You got good critiques. But she felt like I don't know. She woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And I guess last night after critiques or whatever, she said she rewrote the whole thing. I don't know, whatever. Darlene says she has a big swing planned. And we're going to talk about that. Discord and Jane check in on Nene as Nene, she appears to be going through it. And Jane came over and gave some really great advice to Nene. And I was like, who is this woman? Who is this? I literally wrote, who is this sweet, wise, empathetic, sympathetic Jane? Who is this woman? Who's she? Where did she come from? Why has she not been here all week? She was very motherly. She was very kind. She gave some good advice to Nene and be like, hey, girl, whatever. I was just like, what is happening? Okay, I love to see it, but it was very another side of Jane. I'll just say that. And then they talk about Mikey powering down. Like, Mikey will just be talking sometimes, and Mikey will just, like, she just, like, I don't know. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose. I don't know if it's, like, it was funny. I hope it's not, she's having mini seizures. I don't know. Maybe the edibles are kicking in. I don't know. But they talked about that. It was kind of funny. Moving on to the main stage. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. Anyway, so Rue comes out on the stage looking fab. This was probably one of my favorite outfits that Rue has ever worn. At least for the season. Maybe ever. Not sure. And the makeup. There was something different about the makeup. We'd also have Michelle, Ross, and Atsuko for this very special guest judge. And it is showtime. Oh my gosh. Alyssa came out here looking like Alyssa. Alyssa came out here. And I like the little screen. They had Alicia at first, because remember at the beginning of the season, Rue accidentally said, "Oh, Nene, you look like Alicia Edwards." And I was like, "You mean Alyssa?" But it was so funny. So they, the little, the little, I can't think of the word. The digital animation, it said Alicia, the roast of Alicia Edwards, and then they crossed it out and put Alyssa. Anyways, it was funny. You had to be there. I'm going to go through just real quickly and talk about how I think the girls did in the roast. Now, I personally ranked the girls out of 10. And so the first girl up was Discord. I gave Discord a 7 out of 10. I think that there was some good material. I think there was some potential, but the delivery was a little weak. I do like the outfit, but overall it was a 7 out of 10. It might have been a little bit lower, but because I am team Discord, I did give her a little brownie points. Okay, Jane, 8.5 out of 10. Somebody else might have said a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give the girl 8.5. Now, the way I boosted up Discord, maybe I knocked Jane down a couple of pegs because she gets on my nerves. Did she have some good jokes? Sure. Was it the funniest thing I've ever heard? No. 8.5 out of 10 for Jane. Juicy, girl, 6 out of 10. I thought wasn't expecting Juicy to really get in there and win, but it was struggle bus. Next up, we had Darlene. Baby, I gave it a 10 out of 10. That little bit that she came out with, pulling the stuff out of the bag and doing it, she was funny. She was really funny, and everybody was just losing. I thought it was really funny. It was very campy. It was cheesy. It was very corny. Darlene, now, at first, she kind of stumbled in the beginning because she was kind of like, she said a joke, it kind of didn't hit, but she picked up the energy right away. She pivoted like a professional. It was really, really good. So much so that in the critiques, RuPaul ends up saying, "You are going to go far. You are going to work till the day you die doing this routine." Like, that's like, it was funny. Now, some people might be like, "That's corny. I didn't get it," but it gave professional. It gave very funny. Next up, Nene. I gave Nene a 7.5 out of 10. It had some potential. Could have been a little bit better, but we'll. Kenya, 5 out of 10. It just wasn't. Now, Kenya's personality, Kenya's charm, that was all there. It was pop, lock, and dropping it. But the jokes and it just needed to be worked a little better. The material just needed to be worked. And then last, our closer, Mikey, I gave it 8 out of 10. They loved it. That's a lot of people probably would have given her a 10 out of 10. I think that I think that was too corny. Like, Darlene was corny, but it was corny funny. What Mikey was doing was just annoying. It got on my nerves. I'm sorry. But I think I'm just over Mikey. But the material was good, and the way everybody else reacted was funny. Alyssa's little comebacks and stuff during the sets, spectacular. Alyssa is just great. She's just a girl. Onto the runway. Swept away was the theme. So let's go in order and take a look at some of these runways, shall we? First up, we have Discord. I love this. It's giving motorcycle fantasy. I like this fire flame spitters coming out. The mug is sitting. I loved it. This was a 10 for me. Now, Jane, this isn't I guess it's giving swept away. I guess swept because it was more like blown because they had the big giant fans on them. This is definitely giving more like car wash tease. I mean, it was fine. It was heavy, but I wanted to see more movement blowing away, but it was fine for what it was. Then we have Juicy. Girl, who told you to grab this guy? Who told you to grab this fitted sheet and come out here? Like, that fitted sheet don't have nothing to do with what you're wearing. The concept was great, but what was with the fitted sheet? Anyways, Darlene, she was so funny with the walk. I love the look, but the goofy walk, the way she sold it was good. I liked the color scheme. It was very 80s. It was very Darlene. I didn't have issues with that look. Now here go Kenya. Kenya, baby, Darlene. The wings needed to be bigger. I like the direction of the color, but it needed to be a slightly warmer lavender to go with that skin. The hair needed to be bigger. The outfit, it was a little tortured over here in the torso area. It needed a little more structure or definition or something. It didn't give me the ooh la la sensation. Next up, Mikey Minks, baby. Where are your damn boobs? Why don't your tights match your body? What is with this little $1.98 hair school ponytail? I'm sorry. The best thing about that look was the color, and that's about where it ended for me. I mean, it was cute, wasn't awful, but it was giving dance number. It was giving Wednesday night middle number throwaway costume, and then you had no body. You had a nerve to have your tights not match your skin. Maybe miss me with all that. Then we have Nee Coco. I like the look. She got the little funeral theme. She came out with the ashes. Their blowing bag was like whatever little cutouts of fabric was, little pretend ashes, right? I liked it. Now, Nene was like, oh, my skirt was kind of coming up a little bit on the thing, but you know what? It was a happy accident because she had on these little black like garter stocking things, so it looked intentional, and it actually ended up being something that the judges complimented, that they liked. So yeah, maybe you didn't want the skirt to start riding up, but it gave it a little extra oomph. You know what I'm saying? It gave it something, and the judges like it, so it was a happy accident. So those are the looks. Let's move on to critiques. Oh, hold on. I had some notes for the looks. So for Juicy, okay. Yeah. We talked about the fitted sheet thing. I talked about Darwin blowing away. And I said all of that. So let's move on to critiques, shall we? So while they were standing up there for critiques, part of Juicy's wig was like kind of sticking out, and I was like, did the fans do that, or was that like intentional? I'm just curious. Anyways, the tops ended up being Jane, Darlene, and Mikey, which, okay, I agree. The winner was Darlene, $5,000. I wanted Darlene to win. I think she deserved it. It was super funny. It was very creative. It was a different take on the roast. I was here for it. The bottom, Kenya and Juicy, both of their third times in the bottom. The song is Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler. This is a drag staple. Juicy stays and Kenya goes. It was time. Kenya still didn't know her words. I mean, I feel like they both could have did a little bit more with the lip sync. It was fine. They both did okay, but I don't think it's going to be a lip sync that I really like remember necessarily. Kenya, we love you so much, girl. We'll hope to see you on an All Stars. You know, grow a little bit. You're a baby queen. Go get it together a little bit. Come on back for an All Stars and stuff. You know, make it do what it do. Anyways, with all that being said, let's move on to Untucked, darling. So Alyssa comes in first. Alyssa comes in before any of the girls, and we get a little alone time with Alyssa. Very funny, very exciting. All the girls come in, and as soon as they see Alyssa, like, they're gagged. Like, they are just, like, starstruck. As you should be in front of royalty. And then one thing that happened in Untucked, I peeped when Alyssa rolled her eyes at Jane, when Jane kind of, like, bragged on herself. Like, they were talking about something. Oh, they were talking about being in the bottom so many times and having to lip sync over and over again. Because, you know, Alyssa took her 3 tries to win Drag Race. She's lip sync in the bottom plenty of times and stuff. So, anyway, so they were talking about being in the bottom a lot and talking about lip syncing for your life. And then Jane was like, or for the win or whatever. And Alyssa was like, I was like, ooh, I peeped that. And I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she did it. And it was just a reflex, too. It was just a reflex. But it was funny. Alyssa tried to, like... But I could tell, like, girl, be quiet. I'm like, damn, you was only around Jay for 5 minutes. You feel exactly how I felt. But, like, me and Alyssa, we here. Alyssa gave the girls a great pep talk. The girls kiki a little bit after Alyssa leaves. And then, you know, the last thing I would say, look, Kenya, we love you so much, girl. But you cuss too much. I don't like a whole lot of cussing, especially like when it's unnecessary. Like, some people can cuss a lot and I don't really notice it. But in general, I don't like a whole lot of cussing. But like when it's just, and then it's certain cuss where I'm like, girl, it's it's too much. But anyways, Kenya, love so much, girl. Anyways, that's all I have to say for you for today's episode. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me know what you think about all that drama. Tell me who you picked to win. I still think Jane's gonna win. I would love to see Discord make a comeback and win, even though Discord at this point is the only one that does not have a win. But next week is the makeover challenge. So, I mean, I could see Juicy going home, but depending on what the song is and who she lip syncs again, somebody's got to win in lips. I mean, it's hard. It's gonna be, it's difficult to say who's gonna go home, especially if Juicy is also in the bottom, because she's this season's lip sync assassin. But anyways, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bye.